Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Harihi Om Dhyayamo Dhavalavagunthanavatim Tejomayim Naishtikim Snigdhapangavilokinim Bhagavatim Mandasmitashremukhim Vatsalyamritavarshiniim Sumadhuram Sankirtanalapinim Shyamangim Madhusiktasuktim Amritanandatmikam Ishwarim Om Amriteshwaryai Namah Om Amriteshwaryai Namah Om Amriteshwaryai Namah Om Shanno Mitrasham Varuna Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspati Shanno Vishnururukrama Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasit Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ridam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmam Avatu Tadvaktaram Avatu Avatu Ma Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti 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 Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvannuti Bhisida Sadhanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namah Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Harihi Om Om Amriteshwariyai Namah. As always, let us begin with a short meditation so that we prepare ourselves for the satsang, relaxing ourselves both physically and mentally. Let us first be seated in a comfortable posture. Let us have our back as straight as possible. Let us feel relaxed, but at the same time, let us not compromise on the level of awareness that we can maintain. And gradually close our eyes. Let us feel as relaxed as we could be. Let go of every thought possible. Let us feel our problems, worries, all the unnecessary thoughts that haunt us, that act as a burden, all just ceasing to exist, even if temporarily. Let us feel at ease. Let us take in a deep breath and just let go of it. Feeling every form of strain or stress, both mental and physical in nature, just getting released in the process. Let us again take in a deep breath. Just let go of it. Once for the third time, a deep breath and let go of it. Let us try to relax our body. Let us focus onto each part of our body and consciously relax each part, feeling every cell in that part of the body calming down, feeling every muscle in that region loosening up and relaxing. Let us begin the process experiencing the head relaxing, the face, the neck relaxing, the shoulders, our arms relaxing, the chest, the upper back, the stomach region relaxing, and the lower back, around the waist, the abdomen, the thighs, the knees, all the way down to our ankles, onto the toes. Let us feel every cell in our body calming down. Let us feel every muscle loosening up. Feel the whole body just relaxing. Let us then focus on our breath as we chant the sacred syllable Om 3 times. Let us be aware of the deep breath that we take in each time we chant the Pranava mantra Om. As we chant the Pranava mantra Om, let us feel the sound, the vibration Om arising from deep within us, from the level of the navel, rising up through the chest, through the throat, out through the mouth as we chant it. Feel the lungs fill up as we take in a deep breath. As we chant the sacred syllable Om for the second time, let us feel the vibration of the sound of Om all over our body. Feel every cell in our body reverberating with the sound of Om. And feel that this experience purifies the physical body, cleansing every pore of our body. Feel it purifying the mind, cleansing every thought of ours. And feel it purifying the very core of our existence, our soul. Let us again take in a deep breath. As we chant the sacred syllable Om for the third time, let us feel the vibration of the sound of Om all around us. Let us feel everything around us reverberating with the sound of Om, and feel that this vibration flows out to the entire creation, spreading peace, spreading the feeling of love, spreading joy and happiness everywhere, upon everyone. Yet again a deep breath. Let us conclude the meditation, taking a resolve that we will preserve this meditative mood throughout the satsang this evening. Just that it would benefit us the most, maintaining the meditative mood so that we can remain focused and one-pointed. It would really help if we could refrain from talking for the next couple of hours as the satsang progresses. And if you could turn our mobile phones off or place them in silent mode, that would help. Om Amriteshwariyai Namah. गुरु महारानी अमृतानंदमयी। गुरु महारानी अमृतानंदमयी। अमृतानंदमयी माता अमृतानंदमयी। अमृतानंदमयी माता अमृतानंदमयी। गुरु महारानी अमृतानंदमयी।
गुरु महारानी अमृतानंदमयी।
अमृतानंदमयी माता अमृतानंदमयी। ओम माता श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी। ओम माता श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी। ആത്മവിദ്യ നേടാനും സദ്ധർമാചരണത്തിലും ആത്മവിദ്യ നേടാനും സദ്ധർമാചരണത്തിലും ഭുക്തി മുക്തി പ്രദേ പ്രണമിച്ചിടാം സാഷ്ടാംഗം പ്രണമിച്ചിടാം ഭുക്തി മുക്തി പ്രദേ ദേവി സാഷ്ടാംഗം പ്രണമിച്ചിടാം സാഷ്ടാംഗം പ്രണമിച്ചിടാം ഓം മാതാ ശ്രീ മാതാ അമൃതാനന്ദമയീ श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी।
माता श्री माता
കാഞ്ചന ലോഭാദി കാളകൂട വിഷങ്ങളെ കാമ കാഞ്ചന ലോഭാദി കാളകൂട വിഷങ്ങളെ കത്തിക്കരിച്ചു വിട്ടിടും കാളി ശത്രുവിനാശിനി കാളി ശത്രുവിനാശിനി കത്തിക്കരിച്ചു വിട്ടിടും കാളി ശത്രുവിനാശിനി കാളി ശത്രുവിനാശിനി ഓം മാതാ ശ്രീ മാതാ അമൃതാനന്ദമയീ माता अमृतानंदमयी श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी ബന്ധുവില്ലാത്തൊരേഴയ്ക്ക് ബന്ധുവായി വിലസേണമേ. ബന്ധുവില്ലാത്തൊരേഴയ്ക്ക് ബന്ധുവായി വിലസേണമേ. ബന്ധമോക്ഷങ്ങൾ നൽകുന്ന ബന്ധുവേ നിത്യകന്യകേ, ബന്ധുവേ നിത്യകന്യകേ. ബന്ധമോക്ഷങ്ങൾ നൽകുന്ന ബന്ധുവേ നിത്യകന്യകേ, ബന്ധുവേ നിത്യകന്യകേ. ഓം മാതാ ശ്രീ മാതാ അമൃതാനന്ദമയി. ഓം മാതാ ശ്രീ മാതാ അമൃതാനന്ദമയി. माता श्री महाराजी अमृतानंदमयी. माता श्री महाराजी अमृतानंदमयी. श्री माता श्री महाराजी अम्मा अमृतानंदमयी. श्रीमत् सिंहासनेश्वरी अमृतानंदमयी माता अमृतानंदमयी. ओम माता श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी. ओम माता श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी. श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी. जय माता अमृतानंदमयी. श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी. श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी. श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी. जय माता अमृतानंदमयी. ओम माता अमृतानंदमयी. श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी. जय माता अमृतानंदमयी. जय माता अमृतानंदमयी. श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी. श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी. श्री माता अमृतानंदमयी.
माता अमृतानंदमयी.
माता अमृतानंदमयी. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सरसिजनिलये सरोजहस्ते धवलतरांशुक गन्धमाल्यशोभे भगवती हरिवल्लभे मनोज्ञे त्रिभुवनभूतिकरि प्रसीद मह्यम्। ॐ महालक्ष्म्यै नमः।
ॐ महालक्ष्म्यै नमः।
ॐ महालक्ष्म्यै नमः।
ॐ
महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। ॐ प्रकृत्यै नमः। ॐ विकृत्यै नमः। ॐ विद्यायै नमः। ॐ सर्वभूतहितप्रदायै नमः। ॐ श्रद्धायै नमः। ॐ विभूत्यै नमः। ॐ सुरभ्यै नमः। ॐ परमात्मिकायै नमः। ॐ वाचे नमः। ॐ पद्मालयायै नमः। ॐ पद्मायै नमः। ॐ शुचये नमः। ॐ स्वाहायै नमः। ॐ स्वधायै नमः। ॐ सुधायै नमः। ॐ धन्यायै नमः। ॐ हिरण्मय्यै नमः। ॐ लक्ष्म्यै नमः। ॐ नित्यपुष्टायै नमः। ॐ विभावर्यै नमः। ॐ आदित्यै नमः। ॐ दित्ये नमः। ॐ दीपायै नमः। ॐ वसुधायै नमः। ॐ वसुधारिण्यै नमः। ॐ कमलायै नमः। ॐ कान्तायै नमः। ॐ कामाक्ष्यै नमः। ॐ क्रोधसम्भवायै नमः। ॐ अनुग्रहप्रदायै नमः। ॐ बुद्धये नमः। ॐ अनघायै नमः। ॐ हरिवल्लभायै नमः। ॐ अशोकायै नमः। ॐ अमृतायै नमः। ॐ दीप्तायै नमः। ॐ लोकशोकविनाशिन्यै नमः। ॐ धर्मनिलयायै नमः। ॐ करुणायै नमः। ॐ लोकमात्रे नमः। ॐ पद्मप्रियायै नमः। ॐ पद्महस्तायै नमः। ॐ पद्माक्ष्यै नमः। ॐ पद्मसुन्दर्यै नमः। ॐ पद्मोद्भवायै नमः। ॐ पद्ममुख्यै नमः। ॐ पद्मनाभप्रियायै नमः। ॐ रमायै नमः। ॐ पद्ममालाधरायै नमः। ॐ देव्यै नमः। ॐ पद्मिन्यै नमः। ॐ पद्मगन्धिन्यै नमः। ॐ पुण्यगन्धायै नमः। ॐ सुप्रसन्नायै नमः। ॐ प्रसादाभिमुख्यै नमः। ॐ प्रभायै नमः ॐ चन्द्रवदनायै नमः ॐ चन्द्रायै नमः ॐ चन्द्रसहोदर्यै नमः ॐ चन्द्रवदनायै नमः ॐ चतुर्भुजायै नमः ॐ चन्द्ररूपायै नमः ॐ इन्दिरायै नमः ॐ इन्दुशीतलायै नमः ॐ आह्लादजनन्यै नमः ॐ पुष्ट्यै नमः ॐ शिवायै नमः ॐ शिवङ्कर्यै नमः ॐ सत्यै नमः ॐ विमलायै नमः ॐ विश्वजनन्यै नमः ॐ तुष्ट्यै नमः ॐ दारिद्र्यज्ञानाशिन्यै नमः ॐ प्रीतिपुष्करिण्यै नमः ॐ शान्तायै नमः ॐ शुक्लमाल्याम्बरायै नमः ॐ श्रियै नमः ॐ भास्कर्यै नमः ॐ बिल्वनिलयायै नमः ॐ वरारोहायै नमः ॐ यशस्विन्यै नमः ॐ वसुन्धरायै नमः ॐ उदाराङ्गायै नमः ॐ हरिण्यै नमः ॐ हेममालिन्यै नमः ॐ धनधान्यकर्यै नमः ॐ सिद्धये नमः ॐ स्त्रैणसौम्यायै नमः ॐ शुभप्रदायै नमः ॐ नृपवेश्यगतानन्दायै नमः ॐ नृपवेश्मगतानन्दायै नमः ॐ वरलक्ष्म्यै नमः ॐ वसुप्रदायै नमः ॐ शुभायै नमः ॐ हिरण्यप्राकारायै नमः ॐ समुद्रतनयायै नमः ॐ जयायै नमः ॐ मङ्गलादेव्यै नमः ॐ विष्णुवक्षस्थलस्थितायै नमः ॐ विष्णुपत्न्यै नमः ॐ प्रसन्नाक्ष्यै नमः ॐ नारायणसमाश्रितायै नमः ॐ दारिद्र्यध्वंसिन्यै नमः ॐ देव्यै नमः ॐ सर्वोपद्रववारिण्यै नमः ॐ नवदुर्गायै नमः ॐ महाकाल्यै नमः ॐ ब्रह्मा विष्णुशिवात्मिकायै नमः ॐ त्रिकालज्ञानसम्पन्नायै नमः ॐ भुवनेश्वर्यै नमः ॐ भुवनेश्वर्यै नमः ॐ भुवनेश्वर्यै नमः ॐ महालक्ष्म्यै नमः ॐ महालक्ष्म्यै नमः ॐ महालक्ष्म्यै नमः महालक्ष्म्यै नमः ॐ विश्वमेदिनि विश्वविनोदिनि नन्दनुते गिरिवरविन्ध्यशिरोदिनि वासिनि विष्णुविलासिनि जिष्णुनुते भगवति केशिति कण्ठकुटुम्बिनि भूरि कुटुम्बिनि भूरि कृते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते सुरवरवर्षिणि दुर्धरदर्शिनि दुर्मुखमर्षिणि कर्षरते त्रिभुवनपोषिणि शङ्करतोषिणि कल्मषमोषिणि घोषरते धनुजनिरोषिणि दितिसुतरोषिणि दुर्मदशोषिणि सिन्धुसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि जगदम्ब मदम्ब कदम्ब वन प्रियवासिनि हासरते शिखरि शिरोमणि तुङ्गहिमालय शृङ्गनिजालय मध्यगते मधु मधुरे मधुकैटभगञ्जिनि कैटभभञ्जिनि रासरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते ऐशतखण्ड विखण्डित रुण्ड वितुण्डित शुण्ड गजाधिपते रिपुगजदण्ड विदारण चण्ड पराक्रम शौण्ड मृगाधिपते भुजदण्ड विपातित चण्ड विपातित मुण्ड हठाधिपते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते ऐरण दुर्मद शत्रुवधोदित दुर्धर निर्जर शक्तिभृते चतुर विचार दुरीन महाशिव दुःखकृत प्रमथाधिपते दुरित दुरीह दुराशय दुर्मति दानवदूतकृतान्तमते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते ऐ शरणागत वैरिवधूवर वीरवराभयदायिकरे त्रिभुवनमस्तक शूल विरोधि शिरोधि कृतामलशूलकरे दुमि दुमितामर दुन्दुभिनाद मुहुर्मुखरी कृतदिग्निकरे जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते ऐ निज हुङ्कृतिमात्र निराकृत धूम्र विलोचन धूम्रशते समर विशोषित शोणित बीज सम भव शोणित बीजते शिव शिव शुम्भ निशुम्भ महाहवकर्पित भूत पिशाचपते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते धनुरनु शङ्करण क्षण सङ्ग परिस्फुरदङ्गनटकटके कनक पिशङ्ग प्रशक्कनि शङ्गरस भट शृङ्गकटापटुके कृत चतुरङ्ग बलक्षितिरङ्ग घटत्पगुरङ्गरटपटुके जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते सुरललना तततो 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 विनयोत्तरनृत्यरते कृतकुकुतो कुकुतो घटधाधिक ताडकुतूहलगानरते धुधुकुट धुक्कुट धिमि धिमि तत्त्वनि धीर मृदङ्गनिनादरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते जय जय जप्य जय जय शब्द परस्तुति तत्पर विश्वनुते झण झण झिं झिमि झिंकृतनूपुर सिंचित मोहित भूतकते नटित नटाद नटी नटनायक नाटित नाट्य सुभानरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते ऐ सुमनोकरकान्तियुते श्रुतरजनी रजनी 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 रजनीकरवक्त्रयुते सुनयन विभ्रमर भ्रमर 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 भ्रमराधिपते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते महितमहाहवमल्लमतल्लिक मल्लिकरल्लक मल्लिरते विरचितवल्लिक पल्लिक मल्लिक दिलिक दिल्लिक वर्धते कृतकृतकुल्लसमुल्लसितारुण पल्लज पल्लव सल्ललिते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि कन्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अविरणगण्डकलं मदमेधुर मतमतङ्गजराजपते त्रिभुवनभूषण भूतकलानिधि उपपयोनिधिराजसुते अयि सुप्रतीरनलालसमानस मोहनमन्मथराजसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि कन्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते कमलदलामल कोमल कान्ति कलाकलितामल पालनते सकल विलास कलानिलय क्रम गिरिचलत्तल हंसकुले अलिकुल संकुल कुवलय मण्डल मौलिमिल प्रकुलालिकुले जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि हर मुरलीरव विजित कूजित लज्जित कोकिल मंजुमते विदित पुलिंद मनोगर गुंजित रंजित शैलन कुंजगते निज गुण भूत महाशबरी गण सद्गुण संभृत केलिरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते कटितटपीतकुल विचित्रमयूखतिरस्कृत चन्द्ररुचे गणकसुरासुरमौलिमणिस्फुर कंसुलसम्मत चन्द्ररुचे चितकनकाचलमौलिपदोर्जित विभरकुञ्जर कुम्भकुचे विचित सहस्रकरैक सहस्रकरैक सुरतारक संकर तारक संकर तारक सूरसुते सुरत समाधि समान समाधि 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 सुजातरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते पदकमलं करुणानिलयेव निवस्यति योनुदिनं सशिवे अयि कमले कमलानिलये कमलानिलय सकथं न भवे तव पदमेव पदं पदमित्यनुशीलयतु मम किं न शिवे जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते कनकलसत्कल सिन्धुजलैरनु सिञ्चति ते गुणरङ्गभुवम् भजति स किं न शची कुजकुम्भतटे परिरम्भसुखानुभवं तव चरणं शरणं करवाणि मृणानि सदा मध्येहि शिवं जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते तव विमलेन्दुकुलं वदनेन्दुमलं सकलं अनुकूलयते किमुकुरभूतपुरीन्दुमुखी सुमुखी विरसो विमुखी क्रियते मम तु मतं शिवनामधनि भवती कृपया किमुदः क्रियते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते अयि मयि दीनदयालुतया कृपयैव त्वया भवितव्यमुमे अयि जगतो जननी कृपयासि यथासि तथा विधासि मे भवत्युररि कुरुता दुरुतापमपा कुरु मे जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते ऐगिरिनन्दिनि नन्दितमेदिनि विश्वविनोदिनि नन्दनुते गिरिवरविन्द्यशिरोदिनि वासिनि विश्वविलासिनि जिष्णुनुते भगवति केशितिकण्ठकुटुम्बिनि भूरि कुटुम्बिनि भूरि कृते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते 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 रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते। नमो देव्यै महादेव्यै शिवायै सततं नमः नमः प्रकृत्यै भद्रायै नियता प्रणता स्मता या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विष्णुमायेति शब्दिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु चेतनेत्यभिधीयते नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Mitrarupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shubharupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Chayarupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shaktirupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Krishnarupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shantirupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Jatirupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lajjarupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shantirupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shraddharupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Kantirupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vrittirupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Smritirupena Samsthita. Namaste Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Dayarupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Tushtirupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matrarupena Samsthita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. Indriyanam Adhishthatri Bhutanam Chakhileshya Bhuteshu Satatam Tasyai Vyapti Devyai Namo Namah. Om Amriteshwarye Namah. Before we move on to the last bhajan, as always, let us spend a few minutes reflecting on the spiritual teachings or the spiritual principles, specifically now with Navaratri, principles that the form of the Divine Mother represents. We discussed Goddess Durga the first 3 days. We began with Goddess Lakshmi. We focused on the form of Goddess Lakshmi yesterday. And today we'll look into the aspect of wealth, as I had mentioned last time, because Goddess Lakshmi represents wealth. But whenever we talk about wealth, We are always limited to thinking about money or monetary form of wealth. So the Ashta Lakshmi, the 8 forms of Goddess Lakshmi, that's why I asked you to keep that as 3 things so that you can move it immediately. The Ashtalakshmis, the 8 forms of Goddess Lakshmi, each of them representing the various aspects of what wealth could be. So it kind of broadens our perspective about wealth. So the 8 Lakshmis, they begin with Adi Lakshmi, then Dhana Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi, Santana Lakshmi, Gaja Lakshmi, and Veera Lakshmi, Vijaya Lakshmi, and finally Vidya Lakshmi. So let's look into each one of them today. The significance of each of those forms, or the spiritual message that we should take from each of those forms. So moving on to the first one, Adi Lakshmi. Adi, the term that which translates to the very beginning, or that which predates everything, that which was before anything and everything that we could think of. So here the Divine Mother represents the Paramatman, the Brahman, which predates the creation. And the creation came forth from that. So that force which brought forth the creation. So first form of wealth, the wealth that is nothing but the supreme. Why think about just the materialistic level, the ultimate wealth, the supreme, the Brahman? So Adi Lakshmi represents that ultimate wealth. And Adi Lakshmi is usually referred to as Moksha Pradayini, one who helps attain liberation. When we understand our true self, one with the supreme, we reach the ultimate state of liberation. So that's what Adi Lakshmi represents. Second one, moving on, is Dhana Lakshmi, the favorite of all the 8. Typically the businessmen, and it's shown in, if you watch movies or serials in the old time, the TV series in the old time, you would always see the rich people are shown worshipping Dhana Lakshmi. Dhana Lakshmi, Dhana, wealth, monetary wealth, like money, whatever else that we could think in terms of materialistic gain, that comes under the category of Dhana Lakshmi. So they very intently worship Goddess Dhana Lakshmi so that they make big gains in their business. But when we talk about Dhana, we don't have to look at Dhana as a hurdle in our spiritual growth. We do need monetary wealth so as to exist in this world. So we don't want to say, no, I don't want any money at all. If we don't have any money, it's just not possible to live in this world. The attitude we need to develop is how well or how meaningfully can I use the money. The question, very important question we need to ask ourselves is, am I using the wealth for living, or am I living for the wealth? That is an important question that we need to ask. Am I using the wealth for living, or am I living for wealth? It better be the first one, not the latter. A quick excerpt from Awakened Children, volume 1, page 85, on what Amma says. Amma says, eternal bliss is not gained from wealth. Only non-eternal happiness can be gained from wealth. Then you might ask, how can one live without riches? Do we have to abandon the wealth that we have? Mother does not say to abandon anything. Bliss and peace will become our wealth if we understand the proper place of wealth. Wealth is like the rice which is mixed with sand for those who have turned towards Godward. Who have turned Godward is what Amma says. So it's not about denying or be on a denial for wealth. We do need wealth to be existent in this world. What we need to do is to have the right attitude so as to not get overwhelmed with wealth and be possessive about it. So that's Dhana Lakshmi. Moving on to Dhanya Lakshmi. Dhanya Lakshmi is Dhanya, basically translates to food grain. So Dhanya Lakshmi is about nutritional wealth and health, which is an important wealth. It is said health is wealth. So Dhanya Lakshmi represents that nourishment to keep the body healthy and in shape. As Amma mentions, body is an abode of the divine, and it is our responsibility to keep our body clean, to keep our body fit, to keep our body healthy, in shape. So Dhanya Lakshmi represents that form of wealth. Wealth, which is our health, wealth, which is the food, the very basic necessity that we need so as to exist. So just having money, we cannot, we are locked up in a room for 20 days with $1 million of all $100 bills inside a room. Just having $1 million locked up in a room, we cannot survive. We do need food. So we need all these various forms of wealth. That is the understanding. That is the whole idea here. So moving on, next is Gaja Lakshmi. Gaja, we just took a look at it yesterday. Gaja translates to elephant. So Gaja Lakshmi has elephants on both the sides. Elephants symbolize two things. Yesterday we were talking about how the very presence of elephant talks about prosperity. And I was mentioning yesterday how in typical Kerala ancestral home, it is said or it is believed or it is a saying to have an elephant in your backyard or have an elephant in front of your house, which basically means you own an elephant, and to maintain an elephant, you better be sound, in terms of wealth. Else you cannot maintain an elephant. The amount it eats, the amount, is the amount of maintenance that is required so as to take care of the elephant. And just think about the elephant falling ill. You can't just take the elephant to the veterinary doctor just like that. You need a big setup for even that. So elephant in that sense represents just abundance, prosperity. And the other aspect of elephant, which is more spiritual in nature, is elephant is neither a carnivore, doesn't attack any other animals in the forest, but still when a pride of elephants just walk through, the other animals in the forest just make way. Even if you remember the Jungle Book animation movie, when I was little, I remember watching it. When the elephants walk through, all the animals just make way. Lion, tiger, all those animals, they get their respect mainly because of the fear that the other animals have towards them. But with elephant, it's not about fear. It's just about the way they are. And that's how we should be. We should be deserving of respect. We should be deserving of people's attention towards us by our values and our virtues than anything else. So elephant represents that very quality. The Gaja Lakshmi is conveying to us to nurture and develop those spiritual values which would benefit others and through them or indirectly benefit our own self. So Gaja Lakshmi represents that. And then moving on to Santana Lakshmi. Santana basically means a child. So here we are talking about progeny, offspring. Santana Lakshmi, typically when couple don't have children, there's a lot of specified rituals that are performed, keeping Santana Lakshmi as the presiding deity. But overall, Santana Lakshmi conveys or speaks of or represents the wealth of family, the wealth of the heir that we would have who could carry our lineage forward. Also, and typically it's a typical thing in India. It's kind of dwindling now. Having a joint family is still quite common in India, wherein you are born in the family, you are with the family, you are with your parents, your siblings are with your parents. And I know of so many people still, even after they get married, they are all one together as a family. So the idea is, when I am young, when I am helpless, you take care of me, my parents. And when you are old, I'll take care of you. That's how a family is encapsulated as per the Indian tradition. So Santana Lakshmi refers to that wealth, to have support, to have love of people, which is a very important form of wealth. And when we talk about people, let us not just restrict it to your own family. People of every kind, friends, well-wishers, all of them who are there to help us, are there to support us, are there to love us, all of them are represented by Santana Lakshmi. Again, the important point here is we should be deserving of that love. Our character, our virtues, our qualities should be such that this love, we receive it, we become a recipient of this love without demanding for it. We just do it because the way we are. So that's the wealth Santana Lakshmi represents. Moving on to the third last one, Veera Lakshmi or Dhairya Lakshmi. Veera or Dhairya, courage. To have that positive outset in whatever that we do. Veera Lakshmi represents that disambiguity that we should have in our mind, the clarity of thoughts, the clarity of mind that we need to have. When we face any situation, whatever be it a pleasant or unpleasant situation, the way we face it and tackle it, we should have clarity of mind. Only when we have clarity of mind can we tackle it the best. We can give our best in any given situation. So, Veera Lakshmi represents that, to overcome the ambiguity that we may have in our mind, to have clarity, ever be ready to face any situation, not think of escaping a situation, rather face it, just get done with it, to have that attitude. So Veera Lakshmi is that. And we talked about Durga. Durga was more or less synonymous to this very form. So I'm not going much more into it because we discussed 3 days about it, the first 3 days. Veera Lakshmi, then moving on, is Vijaya Lakshmi. Vijaya or Jaya in Sanskrit translate to victory, to be successful. We definitely need to put in our efforts so as to achieve something. But we also should be aware that just putting in that effort alone is not going to get us the desired result. There are so many factors that are beyond our control, which may or may not work in our favor. So as long as we recognize them and then put in our effort, that would be the best way to approach a given situation. So success in literal materialistic sense may not always happen. Even though I put in a lot of effort in preparing for an exam, it may not be possible that I would ace it. There are so many factors that are beyond our control. Like Amma says, we go to write an exam, and we write an exam, we prepare for it very well throughout the semester, we prepare for it the whole week, and then we write the exam as carefully as I could. But one who is evaluating the answers probably had a fight with his wife, or she had a fight with her husband that morning, and then they are coming to evaluate your answers. There's a good chance you're not going to get an A+. So there are all these factors that are beyond our control. So Vijaya Lakshmi, success is not about achieving the materialistic things that we are aiming for. Success is when we are able to accept even defeat with the right attitude. With maturity, if you are able to accept defeat as it comes or accept success as it comes, that is true success. So success is not about just achieving what we desired. Success is about even accepting that which we didn't desire if it happens. To accept it, to have that accepting mentality, to have that winning attitude, that is true Vijaya. So Vijaya Lakshmi represents that wealth that we need to nurture and grow within us. So that is Vijaya Lakshmi. Finally, moving on to the last one, Vidya Lakshmi. Vidya translates to knowledge, wisdom. And when you say we should have knowledge, wisdom, we can right from day one of our life, through our eyes, through our ears, through the sense of touch, through what we taste, what we experience, we constantly are learning. Even now, this very moment, we are learning something. But the question is, whatever that is getting dumped, accumulated in my brain, how well do I use it? That's what makes it into wisdom. So we should have Viveka and Vairagya. Viveka, right discrimination, discernment. And Vairagya, dispassion. Not thinking of things narrowly just from my own point of view. How do I benefit? How does it help me? Me. To go beyond that is what dispassion or Vairagya means. So think broadly, and to use right discrimination of what is right, what is wrong. That is when the data that we have in our brain dumped becomes or transforms into knowledge, transforms into wisdom. So the wisdom of knowledge is considered, so that is what Vidya Lakshmi represents. And wisdom, the wealth of knowledge is considered the superior most form of wealth, because we can help others not losing what we have. There is this beautiful verse in, there are many of these subhashitani. Subhashitam is a positive teaching, so to put it in a very simple way to translate it. So there are many of these Sanskrit verses called subhashitam. This is one of that, which says, na chora haryam, na cha raja haryam. The wealth of knowledge is such that a thief cannot steal it. Neither can the government or the king take it away from you in form of taxes. And it says, na bhratr bhajyam. It isn't something that the family members can, siblings especially, can divide among themselves, telling, hey, he had a PhD degree, let's now divide it amongst ourselves. You take a MS, you take a BS, you take a 10th grade degree. That's not possible. There is no way you could divide it. Na bharakari. And this form of wealth will never be burdensome for us. We accumulate so much money, it could become a burden at some point of time. We are worried about, where do I invest it? Where do I save it? What happens after I die, etc. Or we buy a big house or buy an expensive car. Buying is just first step. Maintaining it is going to be a bigger headache, right? So Vidya Dhanam, the wealth of knowledge can never be burdensome. So na bharakari. And then vyayam krite vardhataivam nityam. The more we spend it, the more it grows. The more we spend, it becomes bigger. And the more I teach, I remember when we take scripture class, it's not about me doing a scripture class. That's why I prefer calling it a scriptural discussion, because I am learning as I am discussing it with all of you. So the more we give, the more it grows. A very peculiar, a unique form of wealth, unlike any other form of wealth. That's why the last line says, Vidya Dhanam Sarva Dhana Pradhanam. The wealth of knowledge is the ultimate, is more important, more superior than any other form of wealth. So Vidya Lakshmi represents that form of wealth. And then there are other subhashitams too, wherein it says, if you give someone money, it would help them for some time. they may or may not use it in the right sense. You give them food, that will definitely benefit them, but it will benefit them only for a few hours. But if you give them knowledge, that will benefit them throughout their life. So Vidya Lakshmi represents that ultimate form of knowledge, Vidya, Vidya Dhana. So I hope the discussion, I guess, was a little longer than usual today because we had 8 Lakshmis to discuss, but I hope it made sense. I hope it was helpful. I hope we can reflect on these points. Om Amriteshwariyai Namah. So we'll sing, as always, the last song. Forget about all our problems and worries. Be as joyful, be as positive as we could be. The best way to do that is be involved in the bhajan as much as we can, especially in the end, as we keep singing, Ma Shera Waliye, Ma Jota Waliye, Ma Shera Waliye. It's easy to just repeat it. Just close our eyes and go. The whole point of going faster and faster is there's no gap between the words to think about anything else. So just be involved in that. Om Amriteshwariyai Namah.
तन मन धन नु तन मन धन नु करा चरणा विच अर्पित है जीवन ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਧਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਐਤਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਧਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਮਾਰੇ, ਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਧਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਐਤਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਧਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਐਤਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੁੱਬੇ ਚੰਚਲ ਹੈ ਮਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੁੱਬੇ ਚੰਚਲ ਹੈ ਮਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੁੱਬੇ ਚੰਚਲ ਹੈ ਮਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੁੱਬੇ ਚੰਚਲ ਹੈ, ਹੋ ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ ਜੀਵਨ, ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ, ਹੋ ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ ਜੀਵਨ, ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ, ਹੋ ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ ਜੀਵਨ, 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 ਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਧਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਐਤਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਧਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਐਤਨ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੁੱਬੇ ਚੰਚਲ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੁੱਬੇ ਚੰਚਲ ਹੈ, ਹੋ ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ ਜੀਵਨ, ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ ਜੀਵਨ, ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ, ਹੋ ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ ਜੀਵਨ, ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ ਜੀਵਨ, ਚਾਰੋਂ ਦਿਸ਼ਾ ਤੋਂ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਦੁਸ਼ਮਨ, ਅਹੰਕਾਰ ਮਾਇਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਸਿਆ ਮਨ, ਓਮਕਾਰ ਦਾ ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ, ਓਮਕਾਰ ਦਾ ਦੇ ਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ, ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ ਜੀਵਨ, ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ ਜੀਵਨ, ਓ ਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਪਿਤ ਹੈ ਜੀਵਨ, 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 ਹੁਣ ਸਿਰਫ ਹੈਗੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕਰੁਣਾ ਦੀ ਲਗਨ, ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਰਾਂ ਤਦੋਂ ਠੰਡੀ ਹੋਗੀ दिल दी है अग्नि कदों ठंडी होगी दिल दी है मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है जीवन
मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है
जीवन मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है जीवन
मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है जीवन
मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है जीवन मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है जीवन हो तुहाडे भक्ति दा मेरे कोल धन तुहाडे सेवा दे लई मां है तन तुहाडे भक्ति दा तुहाडे सेवा दे लई मां हो तुहाडे नाम विच डुबे चंचल है मां विच डुबे चंचल है हो मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है जीवन 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 तुहाडे भक्ति दा मेरे कोल धन तुहाडे सेवा दे लई मां है तन तुहाडे भक्ति दा मेरे कोल धन तुहाडे सेवा दे लई मां है तन तुहाडे नाम विच डुबे चंचल है तुहाडे नाम विच डुबे चंचल है मन तुहाडे नाम विच डुबे चंचल है मन तुहाडे नाम विच डुबे चंचल है मन मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है जीवन मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है हो मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है जीवन 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 मां दे चरणां विच अर्पित है हो अर्पित है जीवन अर्पित चरणां विच अर्पित है जीवन अर्पित है अर्पित है जीवन अर्पित है मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली ओ मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली ओ मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली ओ मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली 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 ओ मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली ओ मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली ओ मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली मां जोता वाली मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली मां शेरा वाली मां जोता वाली मां शेरा वाली मां दे चरणा विच अर्पित है जीवन, मां दे चरणा विच, मां दे चरणा विच अर्पित है जीवन, मां दे चरणा विच अर्पित है, मां दे चरणा विच अर्पित है जीवन, मां दे चरणा विच अर्पित है, मां दे चरणा विच अर्पित है जीवन, मां दे चरणा विच, मां दे चरणा विच अर्पित है जीवन, मां दे चरणा विच अर्पित है जीवन, अर्पित है जीवन, ओम शेरा बली मां जोता बली, मां शेरा बली मां जोता बली, मां शेरा बली मां जोता बली, मां शेरा बली मां जोता बली, ओम शेरा बली मां जोता बली, ओम शेरा बली मां जोता बली, मां 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 शेरा बली मां जोता बली। जो कोई तुमको ध्यावत तुम ही शुभदाता, मैया तुम ही शुभदाता। कर्म प्रभाव प्रकाशिनी, कर्म प्रभाव प्रकाशिनी, भवनिधि की दाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। जिस घर तुम रहती तह सब सद्गुण आता, मैया सब सद्गुण आता। सब संभव हो जाता, सब संभव हो जाता, मन नहीं घबराता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। दिन दिन यज्ञ न होते, वस्त्र न कोई पाता, मैया वस्त्र न कोई पाता। खान पान का वैभव, खान पान का वैभव, सब तुमसे आता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। शुभ गुण मंदिर सुंदर, क्षीरोदधि जाता, मैया क्षीरोदधि जाता। रत्न चतुर्दश तुम बिन, रत्न चतुर्दश तुम बिन, कोई नहीं पाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। महालक्ष्मी जी की आरती जो कोई जन गाता, मैया जो कोई जन गाता। उर आनंद समाता, उर आनंद समाता, पाप उतर जाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। मैया जय लक्ष्मी माता। तुमको निस दिन सेवत, मैया जी को निस दिन सेवत, हर विष्णु विधाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। मैया जय लक्ष्मी माता। तुमको निस दिन सेवत, मैया जी को निस दिन सेवत, हर विष्णु विधाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। मैया जय लक्ष्मी माता। तुमको निस दिन सेवत, मैया जी को निस दिन सेवत, हर विष्णु विधाता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता। बोलो लक्ष्मी मैया की। बोलो लक्ष्मी मैया की। बोलो माता रानी की। जय बोलो सद्गुरु माता अमृतानंदमयी देवी की जय। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। Om Amriteshwarye Namah. Just a reminder, tomorrow and the day after, being a weekend, we will start at 6:30 p.m. instead of 7:30 p.m. Weekends at 6:30, weekdays at 7:30. See you at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. Om Amriteshwarye Namah.